Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Maxandjuancast. Max, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, one. Better than last night, Happy birthday to the people out there. Happy birthday to your girlfriend, bro. Just want to say it on the pod first
Hey,
to say it.
yep. Appreciate that. Um, Look, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I was worried about Max. That's why we didn't do the podcast last night.
Yeah, every time the
You know,
Eagles lose, I can't come on Sunday
nah,
night.
all jokes aside, I had some stuff going on. It was my girlfriend's birthday, so uh, had a couple of things going on this weekend. But we're here. Monday night. Just got done watching the Monday night football games. Some shockers, honestly. Upset alert, both games. But I think there's no other place to start, Max, than two teams in particular. I think San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to ask you this too. What's your theme of the week? Yeah, I think you got the perfect themes, bro. I'm going to leave it up to you.
What's dead isn't dead. I think that's the theme of the week. Whether it's Miami,
Yeah.
Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Chicago, Cleveland, the New York Jets,
Yeah.
the Minnesota Vikings, the Denver Broncos, the Buffalo Bills. That's almost every fucking game of this week one.
Cincinnati.
What Cincinnati, what's dead isn't always dead.
Yeah,
That's my theme of the week
I
because
like it.
geez, I bet we did horrible this week.
Yeah, I think we both did horrible, and I don't even think we got any games up on each other. I know you got the Bills game on me, but I think I got the Panthers
I
game
also
on
picked
you.
the Panthers. Shout out to
Yeah.
the one team that's still dead.
But let's talk in particular about the Dallas Cowboys against your Philadelphia Eagles. Probably one of the biggest storylines of the week. Thoughts, man?
We didn't get our ass kicked. I don't care the score was 33 to 13 one. We moved the ball up and down. But what happened? Three fumbles by Devontae, AJ Brown, uh, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
We did not get our kick the same way the Niners kicked our ass, in my opinion. Again, our flaws showed. Our defense was pitiful the first half, where we can't get off the field one time. Uh, Fletcher Cox made a play second half. Jalen Carter rumbles for a touchdown. But again, I think the Eagles, they went through this really rough stretch, and I think we're overanalyzing them a little bit. But the defense is not good right now. They need to do some more creative things on the back end. And on the side of Dallas, Dak is playing at an elite level, or a level I don't think we've ever seen him play at. So obviously, the big question with Dallas is what happens if they ever play the Niners again. I got more faith in this Dallas team than last year and the year before that because Dak is playing elite level. To me, he's an MVP candidate, while Brock Purdy is still not an MVP candidate. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
I'm going to say this. I think the 49ers game was definitely a bigger beatdown than this one. Uh, but I thought the Cowboys out outplayed you guys, out physical you guys to a certain point. Like Stephon Gilmore, shout out to him, dude. He took that
Yeah, he
challenge.
held AJ Brown to 90 yards.
I
Fucking
Yeah, a lot of it was
lockdown.
a lot
No,
of
no,
it.
no, no, no. Shut the fuck
I
up.
think a
I'm
lot
done
of
with
it
the
was
whole
garbage
narrative of
yards, though.
Stephon Gilmore. He didn't lock down shit. He got an amazing forced fumble.
He had
There's
some
he
great
ain't
solo
locked
tackles
down.
too.
He did make some great solo tackles, but again, there. If I was going to show you this game in a microcosm on that fourth down where Jalen Hurts throws the drag to Devontae Smith, he could have stayed in the pocket and delivered a ball, but he backed up. Right? There was a play, I think it was third and something, and Dak Prescott stood in there, took the fucking hit, and delivered a rocket. That was a different. That's the difference right now in the teams. Jalen Hurts is not playing his best football, and Dak Prescott's making plays. And I love Jalen Hurts. Dak Prescott has a different level of arm talent than Jalen Hurts. That's my own opinion.
Yeah. Look, the Eagles have a problem on defense, man.
No creativity.
I always had faith in their defensive line. I felt like when all the shit winds up happening, like you can say what you want about Darius Slay, Bradbury, and the secondary, but you can always hone in on that defensive line. And I thought for the first time in a long time, that you guys got outmatched for the most part of the game. Like, yeah, you guys had the fumble, whatever.
Well, I disagree with that only because of this. How many holding calls did the Eagles defensive line get drawn on them? But again, there's no help on the linebackers. There's no like corner play. How often on the Eagles one do you just see them throw to wide open people? Constantly. It's constant. They know the scheme. They
It's
fucking know. There's no creativity. There is nothing. We do nothing good on the back end. He literally goes, here's a 4-man front. We'll stand a guy in the A gap. We'll figure it. Like, dude, they figured it out. Baltimore can get pressure rushing 3 fucking guys because they can't figure out where the blitz is. The Eagles literally say, we have 4 good players. They're going to win. And sometimes it's not enough. You have to come with some X's and O's you just can't depend on. Hey, we got better players.
Yeah, you
I'm
guys are not
sorry.
built for that right now. As far as the
No.
secondary goes, and definitely linebackers.
Oh, yeah.
But look, Dallas Cowboys. I agree. Like Dak Prescott's playing at a whole nother level. This is the best I've ever seen him. I think he's the MVP front runner. With Lamar behind him, but you got to give them their props, man. And until that day comes when the playoffs come, I mean, you can talk your shit then. I still think they have a coaching problem when it comes down to it. I don't trust Mike McCarthy. But as far as the player goes, like CeeDee Lamb playing like one of the best receivers in the league, Dak Prescott balling out, the defense is balling out. Got to give all fucking respect to the Dallas Cowboys, man, and they're going to be a force. The good news on the Eagles side, I would say this, is they still control their own destiny. They can still win the division. That's the good thing. It just worries me, man. I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know if like Jalen Hurts is still, having a couple injuries on his
He's banged
hands.
up one, but the play calling is bad. It's one. How many run plays do you think the Eagles have in their playbook? Seriously, like how many different run plays do you see them run, or do you
I
just see them
get
hand the
that.
fucking ball off? It's not like, dude, you can keep saying that bullshit. Even with fucking McDaniels, at least you guys had some fucking creativity. You guys didn't just say we have a fucking roster. Here it is. Our O line is simply better. We do nothing systematically to help our team out. We don't do anything. The only thing that puts teams in a bind is Jalen Hurts' ability to run the ball. One, tell me if you've seen a fucking run play that wasn't Jalen Hurts handing the ball in the fucking shotgun. We got in the center like twice. We tried to do a stretch, got blown up in like 2 fucking times. I'm like, all right, that's why we never go under center. Because we have no creativity. We're always in the shotgun. I fucking hate it sometimes. Yeah, when you can move the Minnesota around and run for 95 yards on the drive, that's cool. But against Dallas, against San Francisco, you need to have some creativity because the Eagles cannot simply just kick their ass all game.
And
Like
that's
there
what I
can be
find surprising, though, is that that's the thing that's missing with the Eagles is the run game. Not with Jalen
yeah.
Hurts, just like in general.
Did you hear Collinsworth say like, "Oh, the Eagles are such a great running team"? Like, no, we're not. We're really not. I
Like
feel like we're a
the
fucking
last
passing team.
I would say the last like 6 weeks, I would say.
Yeah,
You guys,
like,
it's
and
been
the
tough.
problem's not Swift. The problem's not Gainwell. It's like they don't really run the ball, and they just keep running these stupid fucking like. Have some creativity is my point. Like, if you put this Eagles O line and gave some Kyle Shanahan creativity, you have some magic. And I get they're too big. They're like not the zone blockers Kyle Shanahan loves, but whatever. You got to do something creatively. And yeah, the quarterback draw is fucking cool every fucking play. Every other like big play when you have a quarterback draw, which teams I guess don't know. I just don't get it with this team.
I'm
The
kind of
coordinators
50.
are the worst out of the elite teams. And truthfully, we lost 2 good coordinators, clearly. Steichen's doing a hell of a job in Indy,
Really
and
good
Gannon's
job.
doing a fine job in Arizona.
Yeah, but those play calls didn't fumble the ball 3 times.
No, they didn't. That's on the guys. And that's why I say this game wasn't the ass kicking the score let out to be because they moved the ball. They were getting in every fumble. They were driving every fucking fumble. And I tip my hat to Dallas. The Eagles did not lose this game. Dallas beat us. It wasn't like we were in position to win the game. No.
Would you say you guys got your ass whooped more on the defensive end than the offense? Is that what you're trying to say? Like,
The first half, for sure, we got our ass kicked defensive. Like, our defense got their ass kicked.
yeah.
The second half, they came back and they kind of slowed it down. But I don't think offensively they were like, oh, we couldn't move the fucking ball a yard.
Right,
It's like, no, we were getting yards.
No, I get that.
Yeah, we got yards, we stalled. And then they made opportune plays. Stephon Gilmore had a great play on fourth down. He had a great play punching it out. And then Jalen Hurts fumbled and Devontae Smith fumbled.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit, they had 3 fumbles a game before against Dallas, too, and they didn't recover any. They recovered all of them this time. Hey, Eagles got to stop shooting themselves in the foot. This is what we talked about with Dallas last year, Juan. They kept shooting themselves in the fucking foot. Right now, the Eagles are shooting themselves in the foot on offense and doing nothing defensively to slow teams down.
Right. So their remaining schedule is
Seattle, Monday night,
Giants, Arizona, and then Giants again. Look,
yeah. To be honest, the Giants aren't going to be a cakewalk. They're not.
Yeah. I think you guys. I think it's capable though. Like you guys can go 4-0 down the stretch.
Oh, for sure. You know, it just starts with Seattle. Seattle's going to be desperate. We have to win that game. Yeah. We cannot lose that game because, like, we're on a 2-game losing streak, right? They're not playing good football. They need to have one good showing and kind of start playing their good football again. Because now, the Eagles are still in the upper echelon of teams with Baltimore, Niners, Cowboys, but they're playing the worst football out of those teams.
Yeah, and at possibly the worst time. I would say this. Look, I was confident in the Eagles going into this game. Does this game worry me somewhat? Yes, most
a little
definitely.
Bit.
Yeah,
definitely. The panic.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard to just like brush this off the shoulders. This is 2 games in a row. But look, you got to look at the bright side. Number one, I think they got a easy schedule relatively coming up.
They just went through the hell part of their schedule,
and
literally hell.
In that 4-game stretch, Max, 2-2. I think that's golden. Like you went 2-2.
I would have said 2-2 before and been happy, but I would have thought it would have been closer games the last 2.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go ahead and hit the 49ers on the other side. I mean, my goodness, for a little bit, Seattle was kind of into it, but
I will say this one. I thought Drew Lock played his heart out. I didn't think he played bad. They're just too light in the end. They can't. Like, I thought it was going to be a blowout when McCaffrey went for 75 the first play.
Yeah.
Or 70.
Yeah.
But they fought back. DK Metcalf. Are you done with his bullshit now? Or like what? Are you just tired of it? I didn't think last week was the least dumb thing he's done. Like I think Fred Warner instigated,
right?
But I think he's just letting his emotions get the best of him, man. And he's a hell of a player.
He is, and I don't know why he's kind of. I heard a good comparison with Bill Simmons. He was calling him the Draymond Green of the NFL. Like, honestly, that's how he is, bro. I mean, the motherfucker just likes to start fucking fights, man. The Seahawks, man, they're just under, man. I feel like they're just falling a fucking part, man. And, it started off with Kenny Walker. Kenny Walker got banged up. I know he came back this week, but he was for sure not 100%.
Well, when they lost that Rams game, it's been a tailspin since then. Remember, I was like, how the fuck did they lose?
Right. So the 49ers, on the other hand, they look great. I think, look, you guys know how we feel about Purdy. It doesn't matter how good of a game Purdy plays. It's not going to change our mind. You guys can win all the fucking games you want.
Do you think Trey Lance could have handed that ball off to McCaffrey and he still would have had 70 yards?
Yes, 1,000%. Do you think Deebo Samuel would have still broken those tackles in that game to get those 3?
Yeah, no, I think Purdy's playing fine. But this whole thing of MVP candidate is fucking outrageous.
That's the thing, though, Max.
It's outrageous.
He's playing great. He's playing phenomenal right now. But the fact is, look at the context of it. Look at what he's surrounded with. Is he playing great ball? Yes, he is balling out. And they're one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL right now. But you can't look at that team, you can't look at the way that they play and tell me that you got to give the sole valuable chips all to Brock Purdy. No fucking way. These guys are making plays left and right, Max. It's Ayuk for 25, Deebo for 50, Kittle for 40. Like, Fred Warner intercepts the ball. Like, come on.
He's truly a point. He's like a point guard in All-Star game.
Yeah,
He gets
man.
20
Really?
assists. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he still does some things. Like, he still makes some like the one thing, the difference between him and Jimmy G is he doesn't get as rattled as Jimmy G, and he's more athletic. Like, he'll run out the pocket for
And
10. He had
the
a couple scrambles.
willingness to make a
Yeah.
play. That I think that's
Yeah,
the
I
biggest
mean,
thing.
look, he's definitely the Niners have never been scarier on offense.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Even when they got Jimmy G like McCaffrey, I wasn't as scared as I was now because I was always like, oh, just get some guys around Jimmy G, he'll fuck the game up. This is the thing. Brock Purdy to me, like Jimmy G in his heyday was what? 60-40, he'll fuck the game up, or 50-50. He'll ruin the game. What would you say?
That year that they went to the Super Bowl 50-50
against a good team, what would you say? Like Jimmy G, like after the Super Bowl run against a good team, it was like what, 50-50? Jimmy G might just screw the whole game.
Yeah.
Or like 60-40. With Purdy, it's not even close to that. It's like 80-20. Like he'll just play good.
Yeah.
Which is what they've been needing. Like the whole point, like, hey, Trey Lance still sucked as a pick. You still fucked that whole thing up. Now, one likes to talk about what you make up for the pick, and they made up for it, which is just beyond lucky.
Yeah. Their remaining schedule, Max, they end with the Cardinals, Baltimore, Washington, Rams.
Those are all. That's a tougher schedule than the Eagles. But they could also go 4-0.
I can't wait for that Baltimore game. That's on Monday Night Football, and we're gonna find out a lot about both of those teams. But look, like Max said, I think when Max said, teams are not dead and all that, I think we just need to pump the brakes on teams doing good and teams doing bad. I feel like this season, especially with all the injuries and all the flip-flopping that teams have, you can't crown someone super fucking quick because it can end in a fucking heartbeat for some of these teams, man. So the 49ers are looking good for now, but don't be surprised they're one injury away from, like, are they a Trent Williams injury away from just like being a little bit less dynamic, or a Christian McCaffrey? You know what I mean?
McCaffrey, yeah. Williams, they could survive. Honestly, I'm really interested to watch how they play against Baltimore because, no one slowed them down. Like, no one besides Cleveland. And I get, like, the bullshit. Purdy was hurt and blah, blah, blah. But no one slowed them down.
I feel like it's the D line.
I don't know if Baltimore's going to be able to be slow them down. Baltimore, I was shocked by the Rams. Like, this is like my little dumb segue.
No, let's do it.
I was shocked by the Rams' performance against Baltimore. And it kind of worries me for Baltimore. But the one thing I'll give them is they kind of remedied the situation. I know the punt return was ridiculous, but were you expecting the Rams to put up a fight?
Not like that. Not like that. It just bugs me because I do feel like it's feast or famine with this Baltimore Ravens offense. It really fucking is.
Lamar Jackson looked like a video game at times.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
But at times they'll be stagnant. They'll go down the field, they'll look good, and then all of a sudden it's like we can't move the ball anymore.
So don't you think it's utter ridiculousness that Lamar isn't talked about at all for MVP when Brock Purdy is? Like, it's ridiculous, right?
Yeah. To me, it's Dak and Lamar. Those are the two.
Yeah, Purdy's a fucking joke.
But look, Baltimore gets it done. Special teams play. You can say, hey, fucking luck, whatever. I think Baltimore's really good, man, with their D line. And on the Rams side, Matthew Stafford, man, you can't give him enough credit. Like, it seems like every single week he's getting more healthy. And Cooper Kupp went off. And Kyron Williams is a fucking baller, your boy. They're loaded on offense, man. I just feel like they are missing something on defense. They have a lot of young guys on defense.
No difference makers outside of Donald. There's no one you're like, ooh, that guy can make a play.
And Donald, as good as Donald still is, I'm not saying he's trash. I just don't feel like he's
not what we thought. Like, he's not what he once was.
He's not gonna make a game-breaking play week after week. You know what I mean?
What I think it is, one, is he doesn't even have the help around him to do it either. Like, he maybe could still do it, but he can't just be the one man wrecking show. He needs help now. Like he needs a Fletcher Cox, Nick Bosa next to him. Like he needs to be with talent now, as opposed to where he was just everything, right?
Right.
I want to add to the theme. I know it's late. This is why there's really good coaches. Like this is why Rabel, McVay, Zach Taylor, Dayball are good coaches. Shit like this. Like McVay gave them a chance in this game. Mm-hmm. McVay understood Baltimore's really good defense, and they moved the ball up and down on them.
All right. Baltimore's schedule coming up. They got Jacksonville, San Francisco, Miami, and then Pittsburgh.
That's a tough one, but I think they're in the driver's seat for the 1 seed.
Yeah, especially the way Miami looked. Let's talk about Miami a little bit. They lose to the Giants tonight. I thought when Tyreek got
lost
hurt,
my soul.
Yeah, there you go. There goes your soul. Tyreek, when he got hurt tonight, I felt like it was a little shell shock with the team and that stadium. It's like you can hear a fucking penny drop. Everyone was fucking quiet. And I think it just goes more to the fact where if anyone was banging that drum for MVP for Tyreek, it showed tonight. Because I feel like he's so valuable to them, man. I feel like their whole offense fucking changes with that man. You just have to fucking worry about him. And it wasn't enough tonight. Maybe the bigger story here that I fucked up at, Will fucking Levis. I mean, he should be the fucking talking point here. He played his fucking ass off, dude. He looked fucking good. He was trying to run over people and shit.
There is no doubt in my mind Will Levis has been a revelation for Tennessee. I think he's going to change the trajectory of this franchise, where entering the season, how many question marks do they have for quarterback? And we mocked Will Levis there in the first round. They pick him up in the second one. And you probably know this better than I do. When you have a franchise quarterback or those questions hanging over your franchise, what's it do? It's just a constant fucking distraction, is it not?
Yeah.
Because what's Carolina going to be met with this offseason? What's Chicago probably going to be met with? A big fucking question.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tie Bryce Young into this. I watched the whole game because I was like, I want Carolina. Right now, he's broken.
He is.
He misses so many throws.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the arm talent. He doesn't have the athleticism. I'm not saying he's a bust. And maybe 5 years ago, I'd be like, I'd be beaten on the fucking table. He's a bust. He sucks. But Bryce Young's having a horrendous rookie campaign. And I know people say Alex Smith, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. It's a different era to be a quarterback in than 04, 05.
I would just say another one that's very similar numbers, a little bit different circumstances, just a little bit. Trevor Lawrence.
I get that. I do. I don't think Frank Wright was the train wreck Urban Meyer was at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look at Tommy DeVito looked better than Bryce Young.
Yes,
that's how I'm going to bring
as crazy as that is.
Like, I don't want to turn this into a Bryce Young conversation, but what I want to do is just give kudos to Will Levis and Tommy DeVito. I'll tie in both Monday night games. Both these guys laid it on the line. Will Levis won. The arm talent, the throws are there. You see it. DeAndre Hopkins, we kind of question the signing. He made a lot of plays today. But if you're a Titan fan, you're a Giant fan, you feel great after today.
Yeah. DeVito, 17 for 21, 158 yards, 1 touchdown. It doesn't really show just some of the plays that he made, though. Like the big run that he had on offense, almost
quarter, third quarter.
Yeah. Look, I would say this about Will Levis, too. I didn't really mention it last week, but I definitely saw it, and I know you did, too. When him and DeAndre Hopkins got into it, heated exchange on the sidelines, I think that's just a sign right there, bro.
I'd rather have that than a quarterback that's like, okay.
Right. Like the Marcus Mariota thing. Like, Marcus Mariota, great guy, but he's never going to do that. He's never going to do that.
He would never MF a receiver. Never.
Right. And I like that. I fucking like that. And I think in the position that he's in, like that just shows like hold other dudes accountable. That's what I like to fucking see from Will Levis. But he's been balling, dude. And your point on Bryce Young, did you see that throw? I want to say it was the DJ Chark. They had
Right before halftime. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was before halftime. Wide
It
open
was
down
to
the middle.
Mingo, I think, or Chark, one
Yes.
of them. It was
Oh
15 or
my
17.
god.
He runs a post middle of the field.
And
He's
misses.
wide open, and he just throws it 6 yards over his head.
His feet are off. His
Yep.
mechanics
No
look off.
mechanics. And I think the what's driving the mechanics? He can't thread the needle. It's that fucking 1.1 window is now 0.7.
Yeah.
It matters. And I'm gonna give some, I'm gonna knock our guy CJ Stroud right now. We were talking about, is this the rookie game? Oh yeah. The Jets kicked their ass. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't pass the ball. He got concussed. The Jets defense is for real. You want to say fire Salah, all that bullshit you were saying earlier. They made a gutsy move and brought back Zach Wilson one. He balled out. So that's my point for Bryce Young is like, hey, you can suck or you can look kind of good, and then you can really suck like Carson Wentz. Still in the league. But
Yeah.
I just think CJ Stroud, he kind of hit the rookie wall today, and that Jets defense is for real. That's a top 5 defense in the NFL for my money.
It is, and their offense finally came out and did something, and I agree. I ate crow on that one. The fact that he went back to Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson played like that, like you got to give credit to Zach Wilson too. But the fact that Salah went back to him, and I don't know what was said to him or what the conversation went, but I feel like it had to be somewhat productive, and Salah had to be a part of that. And the fact that they scored 30 fucking points against a red hot Houston Texans offense.
I
Defense,
will say this. I think Houston they won their big game last week, came out a little flat, they're a young team. But, end of the day, tip your hat to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers might be coming back, but I think it's still over for them.
No,
but maybe they're not dead. We thought Cincinnati was dead. What do you want to say about them?
Yeah, Cincinnati's not dead either. You're right. They beat Indianapolis 34-14.
Jay Browning looks fucking great.
He does, man. He does. Another guy that looks great, Chase Brown, rookie, running back for the Bengals. He looks fast as shit, man. They're finding ways to win. One thing about this Cincinnati defense that I feel like is they feed off their offense, because it feels like when their offense is not going, they give up. Like they don't play as hard. It's like they feed off of that. They see their offense scoring points and making plays. Their defense takes it up a notch. But that was a big win. The Colts are a fucking good team, man. Their defense has been really good too. They've been scoring points. I think they had like a pick 6 in this one as well. But the Bengals winded up coming out with the win, dude. The Bengals are alive and fucking well, especially with CJ Stroud with that concussion. They're looking to get the playoff spot. Let's stick in the AFC, and then after all this, we'll look over the playoff standings and all that. Let's talk about KC and Buffalo, because I got a little mini rant. Okay, so look, obviously Buffalo gets away with the win. Huge call at the end. Kadarius Toney.
He wasn't. He was offsides, no?
He was clearly offsides, Max. My whole thing is this. Yeah. You know how I feel about Patrick Mahomes. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best.
Okay. Let's hear some
Kills
hate.
the Raiders. Kill this team behind me.
If this was Tom Brady, you want to be like, what a competitor.
No.
What a fuck.
Fuck no. What the fuck was that, dude? You can't do that. That was bullshit.
Absolutely, you can.
That is so fucking outrageous, Absolutely.
Bro. What's outrageous?
The fact that he goes up to Josh Allen. No, that's a bullshit call, man. That's terrible. Like, come on, he was offside.
That was Josh Allen saying that to him.
Oh my goodness. No, that was Max. That was Patrick Mahomes.
You're fucking wrong. I will go right now.
Fucking. He's it's Mahomes, Max. He's the one that says that call was bullshit. Josh Allen didn't say anything. He was like
Are you
shocked.
kidding me?
I swear to God, yes. How'd you miss that?
Oh my! I thought. Oh, I don't know. I
No,
saw
no,
it
no. I
once. That's it.
swear. You. I'll let you
Oh,
look
I'm
at
sorry. I
the.
apologize. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
no. He went up
Why
to
say that
Josh
to?
Allen.
I think if Josh Allen says it, like, oh yeah, you're like, yeah,
Oh,
that was
I
pretty
mean, if he
dumb.
says it, like, okay, like whatever.
Oh yeah,
But the
don't say
fact
it's
that,
Josh Allen.
and then
Yeah,
the little
I can't
incident,
support it.
the little incident that Mahomes had on the sidelines, like if he was gonna beat the ref's ass, like
That would have been cool. I'd like
like,
to see. He DK'd this week.
I'm sorry, bro. There's clearly a lot of people in the league that can be mad with the amount of shit that gets called on a fucking weekly basis.
The Eagles
With
got
these
away
refs.
with a fucking hold on the Micah that was agreed. But hey, wear white gloves. Wear
Yeah.
white gloves.
But
Plays in white jerseys. Fuck them.
he was clearly offsides. Newsflash, fucking Patrick Mahomes. Just because the play was awesome and it was a great play doesn't mean that they should pick up the flag. I'm sorry.
I want to say this one. The referees are stupid.
Yeah.
I talked to Dak about this, our friend, a while ago. Why don't they just blow every offsides dead from like every neutral zone, every offsides? Let's just blow every fucking play dead from the start. Is that not smart?
Yes. And usually they do sometimes.
Yeah, I think the free play bullshit's done. Just get rid of it. Stop having it. It's fucking garbage. Because there's too many times. Like, just call it. Like, call it. And I think Mahomes. I think a lot of that shit you saw with the ref. I think he's frustrated with his team. Whether that's Mardez Valdez-Scantling, Rashee Rice. I think he had a fumble.
Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney.
So
you know what's funny? He has some like really good qualities, but he just has no hands.
Yeah.
Just drops McGee.
Well, you can argue that Kadarius Toney has lost 3 games for the Chiefs, man. Like you can argue he lost the opener.
Detroit.
He lost this one. And he lost the man, there was another game that they lost this year because of him. I can't remember. But
the Eagles? No. That wasn't Mardez Valdez-Scantling.
No, that was Valdez-Scantling.
So they're 8-5. How worried are you?
I am a little worried because this is multiple games of their offense doing this. Like they can't get it going. Pacheco's hurt.
God, they play the Raiders on Christmas. That'd be a gift.
Yeah, that'll be a gift. They'll probably beat the shit out of us. But
Patriots and Chiefs and the Raiders.
That's
fuck.
This is the thing though, Max. Is luckily Miami's on a slump. They lost tonight. So they look human. But do you think they can beat Baltimore?
The Chiefs?
I don't think so. I think
they can beat Baltimore. I think they can beat any team. I think they can
just with Mahomes.
Mahomes in that pedigree. I think they can beat any team in a one-game thing.
And I just want to say this, Max. I would hold my comments a little bit more about Mahomes if he would just come out on a press conference and be like, "Hey, I fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. Like that was overboard. I gotta."
Yeah, especially to Allen. I agree.
Right, like Allen just won that game, bro. Like you feel like if Josh Allen could have easily in the fucking playoffs been like, "Oh, if we won that coin toss, we would have won, bro." Like,
yeah,
come on. Like, you can't say that. You say good game, walk the fucking hell on. It's a tough call.
Do you think the Chiefs are in danger of losing the division?
Yeah, and I think the Chiefs. Oh, division no. Sorry, division no. I thought you meant.
You sure?
Yeah, the Broncos are right behind them, but I feel like the Chiefs, like you said, they play the Raiders, they play the Patriots.
The Raiders are fucking. Other than their fucking no-show this week.
Did we even play?
What was that?
Did we even play?
You guys got 3 points.
I know, but did we even play though?
0. Yeah, I don't know. It was embarrassing for you guys.
It was. But
you want a Raider rant?
No, I'm good on a Raider rant. Let's stick on the Chiefs.
Oh, okay, you go. Wow.
Yeah, let's stick on the Chiefs. Plus, we got to throw in the Bills a little bit. Do you know that Mahomes has never had a away playoff game?
Yeah, I knew that. Mm-hmm.
Does that scare anyone? No. Like the fact that it's not going to go to Kansas City.
Gives a fuck.
They got to go to Baltimore.
Hey, they still beat all the fucking teams.
I just feel like you can't admit like something's different this year.
So yeah, obviously they have no help at receiver.
Pacheco's hurt. Pacheco might be out for the year.
Yeah, the offense isn't as clicky. The tackles are definitely it. Jawan Taylor's not good. Donovan Smith's not good. Say what you want about Orlando Brown one. He was good. He's a good football
Yeah.
player. Doesn't get what's funny? They get behind the stick so much because of those fucking linemen holding false start. And lastly, what I think is really hurting them is the fact that Kelsey's been in and out of the lineup. He has not been himself, and I know he played this week, but he's Travis Kelsey's usually there every fucking week, and they've had some weeks without him. The first 2 games, I think, right?
Yeah.
The defense still scares me. Their defense is really good.
Their defense is good, but here's the thing, though. They turn over the ball. They can't score like they used to. They can't run the ball, especially with Pacheco out. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. They have no playmakers besides the Kelsey and Mahomes thing. Now, if you want to argue they got 15, they got a shot, I get you. I get it. I really do. But looking at their team as a whole and looking at the patterns that's been happening all year, like Mahomes is throwing picks now. Mahomes hasn't even had a rushing touchdown, Max. That's all undeniable.
Really?
No rushing touchdowns this year. That's insane to me. Like, I just think something's off this year. Something's different. It's hard to go back to the fucking Super Bowl. They've been doing it for years. This is year 6? Year 5 of them going through this Mahomes dynasty?
Much.
So it's tough.
So when he loses in the playoffs to like Baltimore, we're gonna be like, Mahomes can't win on the road.
No, I wouldn't say that, but someone's gonna say that probably.
Say it, yeah. He only won 2 Super Bowls, not in Kansas City.
That is crazy though. That he's never played a road fucking playoff.
Fuck, dude, stop winning so much
for real. Buffalo, on the other hand, that's a big win. That's a huge win. I think if Buffalo didn't have a bad record, would it be all that crazy, Max, to say Josh Allen should be in the MVP conversation? As crazy as that is, with all the picks.
Yeah, he also has more touchdowns than I think any other fucking player, like in the last 3 years, but that doesn't matter. Josh Allen's a machine. He's asked to do more than anybody. He doesn't have that much help as much as everyone likes to talk about. But he runs the ball. They have a fucking $500 million quarterback on their side. How often they call a quarterback run play for him?
Yeah.
And I know Josh Allen's athletic, but if you were the head coach of the Bills and you didn't have to call those plays, would you call them? If you guys could just run the ball and move, would you really call that many? Not really, right? You would never call those plays.
Right. People are probably going to give me shit for saying that, but this whole MVP thing, we all know it's a narrative. We both know that you have to win. But if you take off Josh Allen off the Buffalo Bills, what's their record? Be realistic here. I think they win 3 games?
4.
4?
Yeah, 4, 2. No, 3. Yeah, I think 3 is right. Because once their defense got just destroyed, it was pretty bad for them.
Yeah. I want to look up their remaining schedule. Let's see if they can get on a little hot streak. They're 7-6 now.
I think they play Miami again, no?
So they play they play the Cowboys.
It's a rough one, I think, right?
They play the Cowboys. They play the Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins. That's what they end out with.
2 easy ones, 2 tough ones. Speaking of the Chargers,
let's get on them Chargers.
God, why are you gonna play Herbert? Fucking let him. Give him 4 games off this bullshit. Fire Staley, dude. It was a shit show.
Yeah, 24-7.
Did you watch any of this game, or you were just glued to the Raiders, just fucking?
No, for the first time in a long time. I mean, I picked a great week to keep just a side eye on the fucking Raiders, and I'm glad I did because it was a terrible fucking game. So yes, I did see a lot of this.
Did you see Herbert's first interception?
Yes.
Did you hear what the announcer said?
No, I did not have the volume on.
Justin Herbert's a big guy, but he gets the balls tipped a lot, and he throws some picks because I'm like, where was the guy when Justin Herbert threw the ball? Can you tell me where the defense lineman was who tipped the ball?
No. Where was he?
He was tackling Justin fucking Herbert. I'm like, hey, he doesn't just throw the ball down. It's literally, they cannot fucking block. Hey, I'll say this, Rashawn Slater ain't the guy anymore. He's still good.
It's a rough year.
But remember that rookie year?
Yeah, he was great.
Does he look the same?
No.
Does anyone on their line really fucking block that well? No. They can't run. They can't defend. They have no one other than Justin Herbert. This team's a fucking joke. They fucking are a joke.
I think they're done. Justin Herbert is going to have surgery. They played Thursday night against the Raiders.
They're saying he's going to play.
On Thursday night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the I'm going to look it up right now.
That's crazy. That has to be Herbert. Herbert's fucking stubborn. He doesn't want to quit.
He's expected to be out in 13 hours. Thank God. Fucking God.
He won't play Thursday, but maybe he'll play again.
Don't play him at all. What the fuck are you playing for?
Somebody needs to fucking step up. Whether it's Dean Spanos, Brandon Staley, the GM, somebody needs to step up and tell him.
Brandon Staley's like, please come back.
I know. But someone has to tell that motherfucker because it's obviously Herbert. Herbert wants to play.
Fucking joke.
They're done. Team. They're done. And look, we know how we feel about the Chargers. They suck.
Staley, go for it every fourth. Every fourth, go for it.
Easton Stick season, dog. That's all I can. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Quentin Johnson. Did you see the thing? Like Jackson Smith-Njigba hasn't had 65 yards. Quentin Johnson at 9. No one's taking Quentin Johnson over Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yeah,
not at all.
Hey, they did have a nice little pass though. You should stick to Quentin Johnson. It was nice, but
I was like, that's how you use him. He ain't jump balls. He's run deep.
Yeah. But look, the Denver Broncos, man, big story here. They won.
Play the clip of you fucking writing them off.
I did. You wrote them off too, though, asshole. So shut up.
No, not like that. Not like that.
You were pretty down on them,
buddy.
We're both pretty down. The only difference is that I felt like they should have benched. There was a chance they benched Russell Wilson. Look, they turned it around. Like you said, they low-key got a little bit of a shot to win the division still with the Chiefs. They could, if things wind up falling off the wheels for the Chiefs. But the Broncos are looking good, man. They have saved their fucking season. And I think Sean Payton is reminding us why he's getting paid all that fucking money. Because he's balling.
We've defended a lot of coaches talking about fire Vrabel, Daboll, Payton.
Yeah.
Even Saleh. To me, there's not that many bad coaches in the NFL right now. Truthfully. Maybe like 3.
Staley's bad.
3.
I know
Staley's one of them.
Yeah, Staley's one of them.
The other, I guess, they fired McDaniels. I'm just saying, like, there's teams with bad records, and it's like no indication of how the coach is. The coach is not bad. Like, Dayball's not bad. Vrabel's not a bad coach. LaFleur isn't bad. I don't think Kevin O'Connell's bad for the Vikings. But
so
Sean Payton.
Yeah, Sean Payton's been coaching his ass off, man. He cleaned house. It feels like ever since they cleaned house with Randy Gregory and the other defensive end, they've been all
holding them back.
Yeah. Look, they got Detroit next week. Then they got New England, and then they finish off against the Chargers and the Raiders. That's doable. That's 3-1.
The Raider game. Oof.
It's 3-1 with the loss against the Raiders.
How bad will you guys be phoning it in by that game, you think?
I don't fucking know, man. Let's talk about the Raiders a little bit, man. I'll give about
nothing to say. It's just like their performance.
A minute and a half. Shout out to the defense for having one of the best defensive games that I've seen from a Raiders team in a very long time. On the other hand, it was one of the worst offensive performances in a very long time. It was terrible. This game was so fucking bad, dude.
Games like that make me think I could complete at least one fucking pass. Like they weren't completing shit. I want
to say this. Shout out to Ivan fucking Pace for having a hell of a fucking game. Game-winning interception. I just want to say that 2 linebackers that I seen tonight making some plays. McDuffie from the Packers that you gave me shit on for my gem. He was another linebacker. And Ivan fucking Pace. You were over here fucking cracking jokes. Oh, really? Oh, what is he going to do? He's so fucking short. The guy can't fucking play. Look at him fucking now. Having one of the fucking best rookie seasons for a linebacker this year. Not all time. I'm saying he's playing like one of the best linebackers this year for rookies.
So there was no linebackers taken in the first round this year, except
damn.
for Jack Campbell,
Okay,
ladies
fuck
and
Drew
gentlemen.
Sanders, fucking Trenton Simpson, all those fucking guys. Ivan
One
fucking
had both
Pace.
those guys above Ivan Pace.
Ivan Pace has been balling though, man. And look, Minnesota's alive. Justin Jefferson got his shit fucking kicked in on what? Like,
I know there's Minnesota chances of offense happening that game.
It sounds like he's fine. He's gonna be day to day. So
yeah,
the Vikings
fucked up. He got popped.
Yeah, he got fucked up. That was Joshua Dobbs all the way. He gave him a fucking medicine ball, bro. Okay, we talked to Carolina, New Orleans. Anything you got to say about New Orleans?
No, don't buy into that bullshit.
Okay, Jacksonville and Cleveland. Jacksonville winds up losing.
Lawrence is clearly hurt. Very hurt.
He's insane, dude. 50 times he threw this ball, 257, 3 interceptions, 3 touchdowns. He's just trying to make shit work. They need to get the run game going. They need to get.
And they had a chance to win this game. They kept it close.
Yeah.
Browns defense is legit.
Yeah. They're really good, man. The Njoku had a game of his fucking life too. I wouldn't be surprised though.
I'm trying to tell you.
I wouldn't be surprised though, Max. That Joe Flacco's game just winds up dwindling down though. Like I don't think this shit can last. As good as Flacco has looked. I'm sorry, bro. I can't.
Joe Cool, whatever his fucking dumb name is.
Joe fucking Cool, man. I think that's it. There's one more game that I want to talk about because I have an interesting.
We got two. We got Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit. I want to say this about Tampa Bay. I'll put the bow on that game. Exactly why you don't pick the fucking Falcons 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
They're God. And I thought they were going to win after they scored.
Yeah.
This is why we're like, we can never get a read on them. They should have came in there and whooped that ass.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sure you want to talk about Detroit.
Yeah, let's talk about Detroit, man. They wind up losing this game to the Chicago Bears, 13-28. Goff struggled, man. Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears, in particular, the Chicago Bears defense, I think they got something cooking, man. I really do. Did you know, Max?
You think it has something to do with Montez Sweat or no? He's just a bum still.
No, man. He's been really good. And they signed him for a contract extension. So all that talk that I said about getting a trading for a guy that's under a 1-year deal, they signed him up. They're gonna have him on his team. He's been balling. Jalen Johnson, probably one of the best corners in the league as of right now.
Really good.
He was on our underrated players. I think he's getting a little bit more shine now. But this Bears team is looking pretty good, man. And do you think Justin Fields has any chance? Like, let's say we get ahead of ourselves.
I like what I see.
Yeah, let's say, Max, we get ahead of ourselves. The NFC right now, as far as the playoffs go for that wild card, it's going to be a losing team. I'm confident in that. It's not going to be an over 500 team. If anything, it's going to be even. So they have a legitimate shot here to get into the playoffs. As crazy as that sounds for the Chicago Bears, does that give Fields?
No, there's no fucking chance.
No.
Sorry. There's not a chance in fucking hell that those fools are making the playoffs.
What for the Bears?
Yeah, not a chance in fucking hell.
Let's see. I think this is a good time to go to the playoff seeding. Okay, so we got the Niners.
They're 5-8. They got too much fucking game. There's too many 6 and 7 teams and 7 and 6 teams for them to jump, buddy.
Let's see.
Too many.
Hold on. 5-8, bro. They're only one game behind.
One game and one loss.
Bro,
they're not making it. I'm sorry. I love you to death. They're fucking done.
With the Packers losing tonight.
Done now.
Packers losing tonight. I don't know, Max. I think they can sneak in. Ain't you tripping?
I don't think that at all. I like Justin Fields. I like DJ Moore. Hey, Dan Campbell, stop with the fake punts. Just go for it. Be a man. Go for it. You know, like you've done like 4 this year. The one thing I'll say for Detroit the lack of like athleticism on defense was shining because Justin Fields was a fucking video game.
Yeah. Detroit kind of scaring me now. Their defense is looking pretty bad these last like 3 weeks.
They also do some dumb shit though. Like on 4th and 14, they're playing bump and run with like a shitty corner. Like
You know what's
on DJ
crazy?
Moore.
Who do you think's the best team against the run, defensive wise, in the league?
Oh, Baltimore.
That's actually Detroit. Who is the second
Is that
best?
because everyone just decides to air that shit out?
Who's the second best?
No clue. Who is it?
Chicago Bears.
Really?
Yeah, that kind of shocked me right there that they're second. I think you're underestimating Chicago a little bit. I think if Justin Fields can get him into the playoffs, and hey, once you get into the playoffs, I mean, all hands on fucking deck. But I think there is a chance that Fields can make a case on to stay in Chicago potentially, and maybe what if they get like a shit ton of picks, Max? Because someone's gonna try to move up for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I think they should do it. Do it. I don't think Caleb Williams I haven't watched his film yet, but just from I've watched some games of his, I don't think he's the fucking Andrew Luck. He's not Andrew Luck. Not Trevor Lawrence. He doesn't belong in those breaths. I think he's really cool highlights, but I think he's missing something from the game. That's just me. That's my before I've watched my deep dive my film. That's just what I think. I've seen enough from Justin Fields to like it. And if I don't like it, we'll just go get the next crop of fucking quarterbacks the next year. And we'll have a shit ton of picks. You're going to have the number one pick. It's not even your own pick.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice to have one.
No, very nice.
and then when you're sure you got the quarterbacks, like, oh, okay, now he's not coming into dog shit like Justin Fields was.
Yeah.
Oh, now we have a little infrastructure, kind of like a la CJ Stroud and having Laramie Tunsil, Kenyon Green, Max Sharping, the other tackle, Titus Howard. They had guys in these areas that were already good.
Yeah. Maybe, even if they move down just a little bit, like kind of like the 49ers did with them a couple years back.
Yeah, 1-5 or something. Whatever. Yeah. 1-7.
No, like let's say they go 1-3. Like the number 3 spot wants to move up and they wind up still picking Marvin Harrison. You got DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Justin Fields. I'm pretty cool with rolling with that.
And you got a few more high picks for some other talented fucking guys.
Yeah.
Because who do you think's in the contention for the number one? Like, who's going to be that team? And this is a little sidebar. That's going to be willing to trade for Caleb. It won't be the Panthers. Panthers aren't in that running. So who's the team going to be that's bad? Cardinals. Again, though, it's kind of funky.
Yeah, right.
They got Kyler.
Yeah.
So let me look at the teams. The
Seahawks,
Patriots. But it's hard to think the Patriots would do that.
Yeah. Vikings, potentially.
The Titans aren't going to do it.
No, the Titans are not.
The Raiders, perhaps.
Bucks.
Commanders, but Sam Howell's played good enough to me.
I think they're good with Sam Howell. They're not. I think
the Saints maybe.
Saints maybe, yeah.
See this is where it's getting weird. Like we don't need that many quarterbacks. There's not many teams vying for it.
Yeah.
See, so I don't know.
I don't know. It's just weird situation. Though.
I mean, a team will emerge for the Caleb or Drake May, whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
But right now it's a little hairy.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Anything else, Max, that you want to talk about for week?
Lakers 14 hanging a new banner.
That's right, baby. In-season champs. Did you like the way LeBron celebrated?
I think everything they celebrate is over the top for this fucking stupid thing. I will say this: I have a college group chat, and we were talking about like some of the guys were like Darvin Ham's a trash coach, or said something along those lines.
Yeah.
How many bad coaches do you think are in the how bad do you have to be a bad coach in the NBA? Like truthfully.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's many. I would say maybe like
I think there's a lot of bad GMs.
Yes. Very bad GMs.
I'm sorry. You could give some coach do you think D'Antoni's a good coach?
Yeah. X's and O's.
How bad was he with the Lakers? How bad was his record? How bad was the team? Because why? The roster was trash, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Again, so that was my whole point. But Like Darvin Ham came at Tyrese Halliburton with a really good plan of let's pressure him 94 feet. Like Cam Reddish balled out. Vanderbilt's getting back. Lakers didn't make they made like 1-3 the whole fucking game, which is crazy. And they beat a team in today's NBA who shot 40.
They just got so much.
I really liked what I saw from Darvin Ham and the Lakers. AD, yeah. Thank God it wasn't a 3-game series because he would have taken game 2 off one.
I think part of it though with NBA coaches too is that a little bit more than how it was back in the days. I feel like you do gotta have somewhat of a understanding of some egos in today's league. Like,
do you think the egos are worse today?
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I feel like Popovich hasn't really got tested. You can say maybe with Kawhi Leonard a little bit, and that turned into a shit show. But like, other than Popovich, Max, who do you think is like super old, like Bill Belichick, and succeeds with like old school mentality? Because I feel like Spoelstra, like he's been in the league forever, but he's a player's coach. Like he's player friendly. Like Darvin Ham. Like,
yeah, but like that's like a tough thing because Spoelstra has like the Godfather above him. It's kind of weird.
Pat Riley.
Well, because here's the thing, right? With NBA coaches, I think NBA coaching doesn't matter to a certain degree. Yeah, like you have to make some adjustments. Hey, Frank Vogel was lauded. The year the Lakers were in the bubble and shit. Yeah. 2 short years, everyone's talking about how such a bad fucking coach he is. So I think the NBA, it's all situations. Like Frank Vogel got railroaded in LA, if you ask me. He didn't make that fucking rush trade that derailed the Lakers team. He didn't injure AD and Bron.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. Like I'm trying to think about a really bad coach. I think sometimes coaches get like really bad fits, like D'Antoni with the Lakers, Mike Brown with the Lakers. Like Mike Brown at that time was a fucking dog shit coach with the Lakers. He had no clue what he was doing. Princeton offense, really?
Yeah.
But again, with the Kings, you're like, Mike Brown's really a coach, no? He turned this shit around.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think as an NBA coach, you have to be like a fucking dumbass.
Budenholzer was he wasn't terrible, but he just
won a championship.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's a pretty good point.
Like, remember Hoiberg? He was a bad coach. Like, he sucked.
He was a Bucks coach?
Bulls, when they had Jimmy and D Wade and shit.
Yeah.
But like, bro, people like shit on Doc. He's not bad. Like, to me, a bad coach is a coach that like can't take a team to the playoffs. Like, that should go in the NBA, right?
Right.
Like, do you think Steve Nash is a bad coach, or like literally just got fucking railroaded?
He got put in a really bad situation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tyrone Lue was a fucking LeBron joke for this whole time in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then
Van Gundy was a bad coach.
I would say Byron Scott was a bad coach.
Yes, Byron Scott was definitely a bad coach.
When he got hired for the Lakers, he was just like
that was for Kobe. That was for Kobe.
He didn't make sense.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think Luke Walton's a bad coach?
No, I don't. I don't think he was a bad coach. I think he got put in
somebody
a tough
was saying
situation.
Like, look what Ime Udoka's doing in Houston. I'm like, hey, the Lakers were 10-6 one year. They went like 20-60 to end the year. Yeah. Don't worry.
I think with him though, you got to look at the eye test. Don't look like they're winning right now, and they look good, but I feel like the effort thing, like the fact that like Ime's in there and he's coaching up like Jalen Green and teaching these guys like, hey dude, don't just go in there and fucking chuck the ball up.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's just funny. That's all I wanted to bring up. That's all I really had. Just because the NBA tournament. I was proud of AD. Played fucking.
We need that every day.
I'm gonna say controversial. You can clip this statement. You ready?
Yeah.
That game AD played against the Pacers, Jokic could not have that impact on a game. What AD did to Indiana.
Defensively, yeah.
Defensively, Jokic could never impact a game like that. Granted, AD could probably never impact games so offensively.
Yeah.
But that defense is what makes AD so special. Like, Jokic, you'll never be in the MVP. I mean, a Defensive Player of the Year awards. Never. AD should have won by now.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna do it. Shout
Clip
out to the
it.
Lakers. Shout out to you guys. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have, and we will see you guys on Thursday, like always. All right, with the pick'ems. We out. Peace.